There you go.
Shalom, shalom. It's Brother Shalomya.
Brother Kamamahar.
We're just doing a quick lesson. Well, we're on the other side of the earth right now, so it's 11:49 p.m. here, so it should be 11:49 a.m. in America. We don't have the best signal to go live and stuff like that, so we're going old school, record and upload, and Lord willing, this is edifying, man. First and foremost, I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. Call Haloyim Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Baharakak Wadash. All right. And I want to say double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, taught us truth and real well, and shalom to the elect. And shalom and peace and blessings to all you listeners, you Akim and few Akwaf that are listening and learning, man. To you, shalom. So this quick lesson was inspired by just the events in Thailand. So we're in Thailand right now for something called, we came out here just, for some leisure, some fun, but the work must go out. But we came out here for something called the Song Crane Festival. And out here, right now, there's an influx of Edomites out here. But what I'm noticing with the influx of Edomites out here is the downfall of Esau. So if you were out here right now, Song Crane Festival is basically like the entire country turns into like a big water fight. It's just like literally super soakers, water guns. If you want to Google it, you can Google it. But we came out here for leisure, and to have a little bit of fun, But at the end of the day, there was a situation that happened last night. Now, mind you, when we got here, I already have a complete disdain towards so-called white people. Now, I have a disdain towards them because of their pride, because of their hatred, because of the things that they've done to this earth, the wicked, the devil that the Bible speaks of. There's obvious reasons for it. But what I'm starting to realize is everyone in the world, most nations are starting to have the exact same disdain towards them, right? So there was a situation that happened literally the other night. So during the Song Crane Festival, like I said, it's a water fight where the entire country goes into like a water fight mode. Like it's a complete, very benevolent country. Now, mind you, it is heathenistic out here. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat that, but most people out here are very loving. You really don't see many cops. You don't see many ambulances. It's not like America where there's a house burning or something going on every 3 seconds. But you notice that a lot of the negativity comes from the foreigners, right? And when I say foreigners, I'm talking about the so-called white people. So we've been being, me and my brother been being targeted out here. Now I know this the devil. The devil was trying our spirits. And what I mean by being targeted is like this. The locals out here are very respectful. So if they see that you're dry, you're clean, and you're not like in the mix, they kind of leave you alone. Or if you look at them and say, hey, chill, they won't wet you, right? But I've noticed that every time me and my brother have gotten dressed, like dry, clean, showered, ready to hey, let's go get something to eat and just enjoy the heat, the tropical, we've been being targeted and being thrown buckets and water balloons and soaked with super soakers. And every single time it's been the so-called white people, right? So it happened a few times already. Like it happened when we first got here. Like we got dressed and, it was our first day here. We got dressed. We was like, let's go get something to eat first. Let's go get something to eat on the beach or something. Let's go, it's beautiful out. And as soon as we get on the back of the taxi, so the way the taxis are in Thailand, they have the same kind of taxis in America, but then they have those taxis that's kind of like pickup trucks where you hop on the back and it's open because of the heat, and you just hold on to the bars and everybody just goes. So we hopped onto the bar, and as we're going towards our destination, some Edomite, I looked over my shoulder and I see this Edomite run towards a big barrel, picks up a bucket and heaves an entire like a gallon of water at us, completely drenching. So mind you, I'm completely clean. And you know how Jake is when they get fresh. We like our, iron, neat, clean. We throw it on, right? And this was basically the last straw. I've already gotten wet by like 3 other so-called Edomites or 3 other so-called white people for no apparent reason. At first I was chalking it up. Okay, it's a Song Crane Festival. Everybody out here is throwing water. It's okay. Boom. But I started to realize a pattern of it's only the Edomites that are targeting us. It's like every time we get dressed and clean, these Edomites are going out their way to try to soak us in water, to disrupt our night. And I know this is the devil. Right? But I kind of let the flesh get the best of me. So I already had it in my spirit that the next white boy that come and soaks me for no reason, I'm going to have to handle it. So we're literally clean, headed to our destination again. We're on the back of this taxi, and you see this white guy grab a bucket and heaves it, completely drenches me. I'm talking about I'm soaking in water. Now, the taxi is moving. I'm guessing he wasn't expecting me to jump off the taxi as fast as I did. I had like a crazy dismount where I landed. You would think a moving vehicle, you going to tumble. I jumped off, and my footing kept caught right away. Doo-doom. I walked straight towards him, and I said, yo, what the F is your problem, man? And like I said, I'm not saying this was the best decision. I'm not condoning my actions. I'm just giving testimony of how things transpired and how this lesson came about. So I walk up to him, and you could see the fear on his face. But before I walked up, you could see him and his other little white friends laughing like it was all funny, right? You see these big diesel black guys, so-called black guys, on a taxi. And I noticed, like I said, it's like the third or fourth time I got wet by only so-called white people. So then I hop off and I say, yo, what the F is your problem? I walk up on him. You see the fear come over his face right away. And he like, yo, man, dude, it's the fucking song crane. He kind of give me this little narrative. I'm like, no, bro, you see that I'm not even part of it right now. I don't see you out here wetting nobody else. I don't see you doing nothing. He just kind of give me this little smirk on his face. And I'm not going to lie. I threw him. He probably flew maybe 10, 15 feet. If any brothers know me, I'm strong as hell. I'm in the gym all the time. I threw this white man. He gets up. And then immediately the spirit was telling me that was a bad decision. The reason why it was a bad decision, I'm on the other side of the world. This is not America. This could go really bad. It could turn into something else. So immediately, because my brother jumps off the taxi, my cousin jumps off the taxi, and this could have got really bad. I just told you how this country, you don't really hear about fights and crime. When you see it, it's rare. It's like, wait, whoa, somebody's fighting? It's that rare. Everyone seems to be happy and loving. But that it reminded me of that perpetual hatred that the so-called white man has for our people. The fact that he felt obligated or he felt privileged enough to target, and I'm pretty sure he's only targeting Jake out here, right? Now, a lot of these Moabs, or we will think they're Moab, are actually Jake. If you know anything about the culture in Thai, they're the darker races of the so-called Asian world. They move like us. A lot of them move like us. They listen to our music. You know, you can tell which ones are Jakes and which ones are not, right? But I go to say all of this because I'm trying to, give you an understanding of narrative. Now, one, I got to get the mote out of my own eye. I'm going to sit here and say my actions, I should have controlled my spirit. Now, mind you, like I said, it was just like the last straw. It was like the first day here got wet. I said, all right, we knew that was going to happen. But I realized it was a white guy that just threw some water on me. A couple of hours later, we chilling, sitting down. I forgot what we was doing, walking, and a bunch of white guys start shooting super soakers at us. And I'm in my head like, yo, is it me or is it these white people keep targeting us? Right. And then we wound up running into some Jakes that wasn't in the truth. And we having conversation like, yo, man, y'all notice, y'all, how y'all been getting wet? Yeah, man, these white people. And once he said it to me, it triggered me. Because he's like, yeah, man, I was like, yeah, man, these white people keep wetting me. He said, you know what it is? It's you a smooth, clean cut, strong looking black man. And what they're going to do is they're going to get their licks in because they know they can't do it any other time. This is their way of showing their hatred, and it sparked this lesson. And then I wound up Googling.
Let me bring this out through the spirit, because this is how they actually think, but they did it with water.
Okay.
It says Ezekiel 35:5, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
Salakia, let's get it here. Okay. Let's get it here. Salakia, let's just grab it here.
Yeah, Ezekiel 35:5. No, it's through the middle.
Yeah, I'm not used to.
Yep, Ezekiel should be right. Yep, 35:5.
35:5.
Yep. It says because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity and the time that their iniquity had an end. And when you looking at what the brother's testimony is, even though it's water and Songkran, so-called water festival, that's how they was still, that's how they're still moving even with water. Like we're going to target the black guys and ruin their day. That's what he wanted to do, because there's a hatred towards us, and they seen how clean cut the brothers were, but still want to attack them and make their day a little bit more harder than what it needs to be.
Exactly. So they out here basically targeting and attacking the children of Israel. Even at the plight of their own culture and race, they are doing these things, man. So let me go. So I wound up Googling a couple of things, trying to find some resources. And I came across this book that was released in September 13, 2022. It's, as you can see, it's $24. It's called White Fear: How the Browning of America is Making White Folks Lose Their Minds. And mind you, I'm just going to read a little bit of the insert, but it'll give you a better understanding of what I'm talking about. Now, mind you, before I read a little bit more of that, then we're going to get into some precepts. So I was talking to a couple of Jakes, and then a couple of Jakes were giving me the same testimonials. Like, yeah, man, every time I'm walking, man, some white bull trying to throw something on me. Because all the Asians and stuff, when you look at them and say, chill, 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 they leave you alone. It's like they already know, like, if he ain't trying to be a part of it, leave him alone. But these white people are literally going out their way to try to ruin your day. See, the thing that they don't understand is they are losing everything, right? When you're out here, it's mostly everybody out here is melanated. They say 98% of the entire population out here is melanated people. People walking around melanated. When you see these so-called white people walking around, they stick out like a sore thumb. So you can't miss who wet you. It's like, that motherfucker did it, right? He did it. So I'm noticing that even some of the locals are getting tired of them. Like I was sitting down, I was overhearing some locals talk like, I mean, these white people, and I'm listening. I'm like, oh shit, it ain't just me. It ain't just me. So I'm realizing that the curses in Deuteronomy are flipping to Esau, and Esau is literally becoming. They're basically reforming back to their original state, which is the basis of men. And it made me realize that, look, they shooting us with super soakers, and they wish they were guns. They wish they were real guns. They wish they could really throw grenades at us with these water balloons, that they could throw buckets on us, which is acid, and they can shoot us with these guns with real bullets. They wish they can do it. But because they can't, this is their way of getting their what? Their racial anger out, right? They come here to try to get their racial anger out, right? So I'm going to read a little bit into this article. And this is based on America. And it says, white fear has shaped our democracy and society from the beginning. And today it's more intense and visible than ever. To neutralize it, we must first understand it. For 2 centuries, the deep-seated fear that many white people feel of losing power, of losing economic standing, of losing a particular way of life has been the driving force behind American politics and culture. And if I may add, even world politics. Because the world is starting to see the white man as the devil that the Bible speaks of, right? Everyone is looking to them to see they're the ones starting all the wars. They're the ones that are destroying all the civilizations. They're the ones who are overexploiting these so-called third world countries. They're the ones who are raping, robbing, and pillaging. You just seen on the news how I think it was a Nigerian, one of the African presidents basically denounced France and said, yo, France, you need to back the hell off. We no longer are under your rule. You cannot dictate our presidents, our democracy, our elected officials, and you can't tell us how much we have to pay you. Because there's a lot of African countries that have been still paying tribute to France, even after all those old French and American wars and old African wars, man. So everyone is starting to see the white men for who they really are, and people are getting tired of it. People are getting tired of it, right? So it says, white fear enabled the rise of Donald Trump. It's behind the recent flood of restrictive voting law disproportionality impacting people of color. It's what reactions to movements like Black Lives Matter and football players taking a knee have been so negative and so strong. As we approach a future where white people will become a racial the minority in the U.S., something estimated to occur as early as 2043. That fear is only intensifying, festering, and becoming more visible. Are we destined for a violent clash? What can we do to step into our country's inevitable future without tearing ourselves apart in the process? And what is that inevitable future? What movie comes to mind with the inevitable future? Civil War. Mm-hmm. And why is it that the narrative is always going to get back to civil war? Because as white fear is increasing, as white power is diminishing, these Edomites are starting to be frantic, right? The devil knows he has but a short time, right? So the brother, you can get in the scripture. Matter of fact, you just get in the scripture real quick.
Yep,
Revelations.
Revelation is 12:12. beautiful scripture for this particular moment. It says, because not only is Esau seeing it, but the whole world is seeing it as well. Revelations 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath. But he knoweth he hath but a short time. So like it, brothers. Boom.
So this is what we're seeing, right? Esau understands that he has but a short time to establish himself, or to re-establish himself, right, as the superpower. But the scriptures tell us that his fall is coming, because in the scriptures it says Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning that followeth, right? See, when the wicked are in rule, the people mourn. And right now the wicked are in rule, so the civil war has to happen, right? Power can never be transferred by political talks. I'm sorry. We can sit here and you can vote for 1 million presidents. You can sit here and vote on 1 million policies. Nothing. White people will never give out power unless it's taken from them. And they understand that it's being taken from them. Why? From the immigration that's coming in through the borders, right? From affirmative action policies, from people starting to see, from them basically destroying their own empire with overexploitation, over warmongering, being in a war. The white man has been at war since they've been in power, since the Roman Empire, since the Greek empires, since the Babylonian empires. They've been at war since they've been established and was given the blessing. And let's be realistic, right? If you think about it, the best thing that ever happened to the so-called white man is the blessing that the Most High gave them, and that is the sword. Because without the sword, the white man would not have survived the first millennia. The white man would have not gotten past the first millennia. And why is that? Because they are the basis of men. They have survived by being vagabonds, and right? By being vagabonds and being violent, right? They are the least of men, but they control most of men. But without that blessing that the Lord has given them, they wouldn't have anything. They wouldn't be able to sustain themselves. They can barely walk in the sun without the sun burning them. Most nations, right? This is why there's something called white supremacy. They don't want their women intermixing because they know their bloodline is being wiped out at a very high rate. Not to mention that their birth rates are at an all-time low. Not to mention that America, in the article, it talks about how America is becoming more and more brown. It's browning, right? We got more and more of the immigrants coming from South America, which are black and brown races. You got the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that are still here, right? So you're starting to see a downfall and a plight, and this is creating something called fear, right? And what happens with fear? There's a fear response, fight or flight. The so-called white man is too prideful to flight. So what are they going to do? They're going to fight, which is also another reason for the Civil War. Because now, mind you, you have the Democrats versus the Republicans, right? Republicans are more what you would say more conservative white Christian American, right? And then you got the Republicans who are more, the Democrats who are more liberal, devilish, and brown, right? I hate to say it, but our people are caught in the snare over there. Right? Voting Democrat is literally the downfall of our people. But that is also a strong delusion that the Lord has put over them, so they don't understand it, right? But the stage is being set for civil war, right? It says as we approach a future where white people will become a racial minority in the U.S., something estimates to occur as early as 2043. The fear is only intensifying, festering, and becoming more visible. Are we destined for a violent clash? Yes. What can we do to step into our country's inevitable future without tearing ourselves apart in the process? Nationally renowned journalist and award-winning author Ronald Martin has been sounding this alarm for more than a decade. In White Fear, he provides a premiere on how white fear has shaped and continues to shape our democracy and our culture. He connects the separate puzzle pieces from the Tea Party movement to the decline of the white American optimism to the diminishing blue-collar workforce to illuminate the larger picture of what will unfold in America over the next decade plus, and offers a better way forward. There is no better way forward. The only way for power to be transferred from one to another is through violence and war. And Esau only knows violence and war. He is the bloody man, so blood shall pursue him, according to the scriptures. We are literally watching the world hate this man, right? We're watching America hate them. Even so-called white people are hating themselves, where they don't even want to be called white. They want to be called Polish. They want to be called Italian. They want to be called French. They want to be called something other than their actual bloodline and origin, which is Esau, Edom. And without the Most High giving them that blessing and that protection, that because mind you, Esau, right? If you go back to the story of Cain and Abel, right? Cain was given a what? A mark, right? Because he was afraid that the nations or the people would what? Slay him. And that mark was like a mark of exemption for now, right? It was a for now. But that mark of exemption, right? That's blessing is the same things that are going to what? Be the downfall of Esau. Mm-hmm. All right?
Bring out Obadiah 1 and 2.
Con. So now we're going to get into some precepts. Salaki, I'm used to my iPhone.
Yeah, Obadiah 1 and 2.
It's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 2. It says, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised. I just got them telling you that, look, they are the minority of the earth. As much as they try to make it seem like they are the majority, they have the majority of power and influence, but it's waning. It's coming to an end. And what the heathen, the other nations, are starting to despise them. They're starting to say, look, man, look at the Arab world. The Arab world now has no, like before, the Arab world was scared to shoot rockets into Israel or to attack American ships. Now you're starting to see cargo ships shot down, rockets being sent to Israel, Iran basically openly saying, look, man, it's war against these devils. Everyone is starting to realize, like, look, man, they only have power based on fear. They don't have any more power because they're what? They're too spread out. They're growing weaker and weaker and weaker, and we are stronger together, right? That's why the Lord, I'll get that, the weak shall say I am strong.
I believe that's, let me see something. Let's see what's, should be.
I got it. Joel.
Okay, Joel
3 and 10, I believe.
Yep. That's exactly what it is. It says Joel 3, start at 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together around about thither, because thy mighty ones come down, O Lord.
Now, so look, so the main reason why war is going to happen and is inevitable to happen is because of the characteristics of Esau. A lot of people are overlooking this one perspective. Esau is prideful and will never give up power unless it's taken from them. So because of that, they will try anything and everything to keep their power. And what is the cause of that? That's going to, because Esau, you can't be diplomatic with Esau. You can't sit here and reason with Esau. He only understands one thing, and that one thing is what? Blood. That one thing is war, violence. He only knows how to use his blessing because his blessing is the only thing that's kept him up on his feet. So this is what is going to cause the rest of the heathen to what? Assemble themselves, right? To get ready for war, because the heathen are going to be what? Tired of the rule of Esau. Tired, like I just said, in Thailand right now, if you're walking around all day long,
ซึ่งหรือไม่เราสามารถค้นพบความจริงของจักรวาลได้ด้วยการกินเห็ดขี้ควายนะฮะหรือว่าเห็ดเมาหรือว่าเมจิกมัชรูมเนี่ยมันมีสารที่ชื่อไซโลไซบินประกอบอยู่นะครับสารตัวเนี้ย
nothing like you don't see cops. The cops are sitting in freaking lawn chairs and chilling,
right,
having freaking drinks and laughing with each other.
Right.
No, you don't see anybody getting locked up. They have something called a tourist police, but they all sitting around chilling, letting you do whatever hell you want. There's not much crime going on. There's not much violence going on out here. But the only violence that you do see is coming from whom? Those who only love and live in violence. Those who say that they're benevolent, but they are malevolent beings, because the Lord says their spirit was not upright in them since the womb, since they were born. Mm-hmm. Right? They were not meant for righteousness. Right? Esau himself despised his birthright. Right? Why? Because he was not a righteous man. He was never meant to be an understanding of righteousness. Right? He's a blood man. He's trying to pursue the right? He tried to kill his brother so many times. And even during Jacob's burial, right? This is how, even when Jacob was basically on his deathbed, he was still pursuing him. And because of that, because of this, Esau has a great calamity coming to his nation and people, and he has to see his fall. This is why in Job, it literally talks about how he's going to feel like he's going to get his fill. Matter of fact, you can get it real quick. The downfall of Esau. The wicked, downfall of the wicked.
It says, he shall be in straits.
Yeah, get that real quick. Because the Lord is going to allow Esau to feel like he's getting back, right? Back to where he once was. Great, make America great again. Make the power great again. He's going to feel like he's getting there. And then guess what? Sudden destruction is going to befall him. The scriptures go both ways. All right, but go ahead.
Job 20:20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
So look, and when Esau feels like, I think I'm getting it back. I'm getting my mojo back. I'm about to be right. Yup, I'm about to get everything I wanted. I'm about to offset this prophecy. I'm going to get the birthright back. I'm going to do everything I can possibly do to keep my power. Then he's going to be in straits. He's going to be in a straight difficulty, right? The wicked, the other heathen, everyone is going to have a hand in pulling Esau down to the ground. Everyone, man. Everyone. The Lord is going to pour out his spirit on the entire world to turn their backs on the devil that the Bible speaks of. And everyone is going to get their licks in. Go ahead.
It says, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
While he is eating. So while he's in there thinking he's living deliciously, he got his plans off, he regained the power of the world, he collapsed the old regime and rebuilt his new regime, which is the new world order under the beast system, right? He thinks he's about to come. Well, guess what? The Lord literally has him in a trick bag. Go ahead.
He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
So he's going to flee from the iron weapons. What is this? This is war. This is talking about modern day technology, right? He will flee, right, from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Go ahead.
It is drawn, it cometh out of the body. Yeah, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him.
Now, what is this pertaining to? This is pertaining to those ICBM nuclear missiles, right? It says it is drawn, right? That means the missile system's turned on and come out of the body, meaning coming out of the missile silos, right? And the glittering sword, right? That beautiful glittering sword, because it's metallic, it's metal, and when it's fired off, right, it's shiny, right? You can see it from a distance, right? Go ahead.
It said, all darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity. The earth shall rise up against him. The peace of his house shall depart, and the good shall flow away in the day of wrath.
So all the things that he's tried to accomplish, all the things that Esau feels like he's going to accomplish, all his wicked plans and his secret counsels, right? All the riches and cattle and things that he's accumulated over all the exploitation over the world and raping and robbing and pillaging and violence, all are going to come to naught. It's going to be all blown away. It will all be consumed in fire. This man is going to go from the top of the food chain to the very bottom, literally overnight. Go ahead.
Yep, this is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
See, the Lord said this is the heritage, right? Appointed unto him, right? By the Lord himself, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, right? This is his heritage, meaning this is his legacy. This is what he's going to be known for. He's always going to be known as the bloody man. When the new regime, which is the kingdom of heaven, established, everyone, all nations will hiss and hate and look upon Esau as a vile beast, right? They're all going to look at him as the devil that the Bible speaks of. And that's why in the scriptures, it says that the people will rejoice when the righteous are in rule, right? They're going to look around and like, yo, these are the ones who had the whole world fucked up. These are the ones that had our nation's women in prostitution, our men in prostitution, and doing harlot things, because people do things that they feel is necessary to survive. And who has pushed all nations into this kind of situation? The so-called white man and his imperialism all over the world. And what you're seeing right now on a large world scale is what all nations being done with it when it comes to the EU, France, right? America, Israel. These nations are starting to go, whoa, enough is enough. We don't need you anymore. We don't want you anymore. Right? So be prepared that Esau is going to come down with a great wrath, because he's like a child that asked his father for a piece of candy, and his father said no. And then now he has a tantrum. You ever see these little white kids in the fucking markets and shit? Mom, can I get these chips? No. And he's screaming at the top of their lungs, yelling like somebody's killing them and shit, just so they can get their way, so their mom can grab the bag of chips and put it in their hand. Well, guess what? The Lord and the world are not gonna succumb to your pleas. Right? You ran your tab up, Esau. You've done enough. Right? Your sins have reached up into heaven, so the Lord is wroth with you. The Lord is livid with you. Right? The Lord hates you. And because of that, you're going to get that righteous indignation. Right? And the Lord is going to use the other nations to do it, and by the hands of his own people. All right?
Let me bring this Obadiah real quick. At least their ultimate judgment. Why? Obadiah 1 and I wanted to bring out okay, so 18 is one of the main points, but let me hit out start at 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and the understanding out of the mountain of Esau, and thy mighty men of Teman shall be dismayed, to the end of every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
Mm-hmm. And that violence goes back to the original story of Jacob and Esau. Like I said, Esau, the bloody man, has pursued his brother Jacob, right? Pursued his brother Jacob and his family for generations. He was pursuing him before what? Esau got what? Got his head cut off. I'm not sure if the scripture says he got his head cut off, but it said a sword basically cut him. I'm pretty sure that means his head got cut off, right? But his descendants are going to get that same treatment because of the violence against thy brother and his offspring, and what you've done to the world. You're going to have to get your head cut off, man. You have to be cut at the kneecaps. First, so you can stop moving. Your Achilles tendons got to get cut. And your kneecaps got to get bent back. And your head got to get cut off. You should not be able to rise ever again. The Lord even says that. So I'll get this scripture. It says, so you won't fill the faces of the world with the cities again. Salakia.
Oh, that's the border of wickedness.
Yeah, get that real quick. Job 9 and 24.
No.
Oh, Malachi 1.
It says Malachi 1 and 4. It says I started 3. And I hated Esau and lay his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build at desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever.
So the Lord has indignation, and indignation means righteous anger towards them forever. Right? So the same way how these Edomites out here are targeting so-called black people, right? Because we clean, we're stronger, we're better. You know what I mean? The women out here seem to appreciate us 10 times more, and they're jealous, just like Esau was jealous. What? Guess what? The Lord is going to put a slaughter to them and get that, I'm going to cut off their bloodline. The fathers, the uncles, the brothers, all that. Yeah. Yep. Get that. We'll end with that.
This is Isaiah 14, 21 and 22. It says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name, the remnant, the son, and the nephew, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
Saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Call Haloyim Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Right? Abaratasa, this thing happens sooner than later because it needs to happen. All right. So this was my little Thailand testimonial. Lord willing, this gets uploaded tonight because, like I said, the internet's not the best. We're trying our best right now, but we're going to try to put up another lesson probably in the next hour or two. The Lord willing, this was edifying. We'll give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, and shalom to the elect.
Shalom, brothers.